All right, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Hannah Horror here today with a live stream, the last live stream of 2017. Just wanted to come on here and hang out with you guys for a little while for the last live stream of 2017. Obviously, tomorrow being New Year's Eve, I'm not going to be on YouTube a whole lot and had a pretty rough week. So things, tomorrow's going to be kind of a me day, if you guys know what I mean. My thing. So wanted to come here tonight and hang out with you guys and talk to you guys and just on. So wait a minute, let some of you jump in here with me, and we'll get this rolling. So, Horrorhound85, welcome to the live stream. Thank you. How are you doing, Horrorhound85? Obviously, if you have any questions, let's get it started. This is a let's have a Christian Q&A. How about that? I want you guys to ask me anything you want to ask me. All bets are off. Whatever you guys got to ask, you ask away. So that's what this is, the Christian Hannah Q&A. Let me get my stuff situated here. That way I know what's what. All right. Okay, here we go. I am good to go. How is everybody doing? Please drop a comment. This is the last live stream of 2017. It's good to see everybody. Start this off with a Christian Q&A. Anything you want to ask me. I don't care what it is. And tonight we are drinking a lovely a diet Barks. I did not know they made these. How you doing, Spirit Halloween 66? How are you? Slasher 101. What's up, homie? It's good to see you, Slasher 101. I don't recall you ever being on a live stream. How is the mic? Can you guys hear me well? Are you enjoying these and the latest videos, the new microphone? I got this mic really cheap a while back. And it's been a blessing. I like it. I think it sounds really good. Have you picked up from Spirit Guy? He asked me, have you picked up the Blu-ray Chucky set from Best Buy yet? Well, I do have this set. Let me grab it. I do have this set right here, but it is a DVD set. Is this what you're referring to? This is the Chucky 7-movie collection. And I did enjoy Cult of Chucky. I thought that was a good movie. Horrorhound85 asks, have you seen the Tarman that Dead Rabbit Studios is making? It's a fantastic. It is. Have you seen the? IYS are fantastic. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Tots is making one also. Ooh, I didn't know Tots is making a Tarman. For the people joining, this is a last live stream of 2017. Had a really rough week, so I kind of wanted to just come out here tonight and talk to my friends, my subscribers. Anything you guys want to ask, horror related, whatever related, I'll answer it. We have a lovely scented candle that my wife got me for Christmas. This is a Merry Xmas candle. Smells fabulous. It's got a Christmas tree smell. Horrorhound85. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I will be looking into seeing what that new Tarman looks like. Spirit Halloween 66 asks, can I buy your Rob Zombie life size? I know you're a collector, not a seller, but I'll give you a good price. Really want him super red. I don't have the Rob Zombie life size Michael Myers. I have the H2O Michael Myers, which I believe is a little bit more rare, but they're both extremely rare. Colin Childers asks, what tattoo did you get on your arm? I never showed you guys my tattoo. I won't say it. I'll show you. I've got two, actually. Here's my, let's see if I can get that. There's my Curse of Thorn tattoo. And then here is, you guys can tell what that is, can't you? Yeah, how about that? I don't think I ever showed you. I never just purposely, if I should have talked about it anywhere, it should have been on my YouTube channel. But I just never, went on my way to say, hey, here's my new tattoo. Spirit Guy says he has the, excuse me, he has the Blu-ray one. I probably should have just done that a while back, but when I went to Walmart to go pick up Cult on its opening day, they had the DVD collection set, and they didn't have the Blu-ray set there. I guess they only had it at Best Buy to get the DVD set. Um, I do love my Halloween tattoo. I think it's done really well and it looks really cool. Spirit Halloween 66 says, let me read Slasher 101s. He says, I'm good. I'm a newer subscriber. Thank you for subscribing, Slasher 101. We're a family here. No subscriber left behind. That's the Christian Hannah Horror. That's the Christian Hannah Horror rule. No subscriber left behind. Spirit Halloween 66 means, I mean, can I buy one of your life sizes? I'll give you a good price. If I do get to a point where I ever want to sell one of these, you'll be the first person I get to. I've worked very hard to get all these, blood, sweat, and tears, paid for a lot of this stuff, or if not all of this stuff. So it'd be hard for me to get rid of any of this. But if I do ever, I do have a Scream and a Hannibal Lecter. I might sell you. They're in my shed. I don't really use them. But if you're interested in a Scream or a Hannibal Lecter, the voice works, but the mask doesn't do the thing where it pops off. Those are really faulty. I know a lot of people said that their Hannibal Lecters didn't do that, and I do have a Scream. As far as the cords, I don't know. We just have to find out what size is to replace it. I don't know where any of mine are, but they should all be functioning and they're all in good condition. So if you're interested in a Scream or a Hannibal Lecter, we might be able to do some business. The other day I was looking around my wall and I was like, I got a little bit of empty space. I need to hang up some pictures, and I was going through my autograph book when I would go to some of my hey, Spirit Halloween 66, do me a favor, message me on Facebook. Just go to Christian Hannah. You should find me easily, or go to search Christian Hannah Horror on Facebook. That's my YouTube fan page, or fan page. That's my YouTube like page on Facebook. Message me there, or on my personal Facebook. You can find me fairly easy. Just search my name and you should have no problem. We could talk about the pricing on that from there. I wanted to take some pictures and hang them up on my wall. And here's one autograph I have up. This is the coach from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. I met him at Texas Frightmare, and he was a really nice guy, and I got his autograph. So I'm going to put that on the wall. I also got this is one of my favorites. This is Jessie and I think Kim was her name. Oh, it's not Jessie anyway. It's Mark Patton. We'll call them their characters, Jessie and Lisa. Yeah, Kim Myers and Mark Patton. I got them to both autograph on the same picture. Mark Patton had these really cool pictures that had both of them on there. And of course, to be able to have two autographs in one picture would be incredible. So I did get that, and I need to put that up on the wall because that was my two favorite people I've ever met at a horror convention because they were so sweet. And this was the first Texas Frightmare I ever went to, and it was when I met Bill Moseley. Let me move my mic out the way, and I'll show you this picture. This is the first Texas Frightmare, and I think the first picture I ever took at a horror convention. And that was when I met Bill Moseley, and he was extremely funny. So I need to get those put up on the wall. Spirit Guy asked, can your wife join the live stream? Well, if Sydney's watching, she wants to just come say hey real quick, she's more than welcome to come say hey. She's pretty shy, but she's more than welcome to come in here. She's watching, so she's more than welcome to come in here and say hi to you guys. Who's ready for Halloween 2018? Are you excited about the news that we have, or are you bummed out with this? Does anybody feel, and I'm not saying this is how I feel, but this is my question. Does anybody feel like they're trying too hard to make it seem like going back to an old school Halloween film? Does anybody think it feels a little bit forced with Jamie Lee Curtis and John Carpenter and now Nick Castle, or is everybody excited about that? I'm still positive. I'm still optimistic. I'm not gonna say positive. Positive, it's going to be great, but I'm still optimistic that here's the thing. I do think that if Jamie Lee Curtis signed up, the script had to have been phenomenal because I can't see any reason besides money why she would want to get back into it, and she's not a horror fan. So I imagine the script has to be really good for her to jump back in it. So like I did in my previous video, I did say, of course, he's not going to do all the stunts and everything. I think Stargazer says they are excited about it. Well, thank you for joining in, Stargazer. I don't know that I've ever seen you on my live stream, so welcome. Anything you want to ask? Horror Hound 85 says definitely excited. Bring it back old school. Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. And I really hope. Yes, Spirit Halloween 66. I do have Instagram. Go on any of my videos in the last month or so, and I put my Instagram link in the video, usually on this corner right here or the other corner. Instagram, and you go to search. You'll search Christian Hannah underscore horror, and you can find me there, and you can message me. And I have my phone right here, so if you message me I will let you know I get it. And once I get up this live stream, we can talk. Stargazer says, I've been here before. I'm normally just quiet. Well, please don't be quiet. Ask me anything. I guess I'll just bring this up to you guys because I had to go to a funeral today. My father's father passed away, and it was very sad. And funerals are not fun. I hope I never get invited to another one, if you know what I mean. Certainly, we all get invited to funerals sooner or later. And then the older we get, the more funerals we get invited to. But my dad's a tough son of a gun, so he did good. What was I going to say? I'm excited that John's doing the music more so than anything because I don't think John's just gonna. I hope he takes a little bit of a risk. I hope he tries to do something slightly different. Not really mess with the composition of the song, but just try to do something a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what I want him to do, but I'm just excited. Slasher 101 says, "Are you going to Texas Frightmare this year?" I can't say yes and I can't say no right now. It's you never know what's gonna happen. Like I said, it's been a rough week. I don't get into too much detail about my personal life because it's mostly just boring. But of course, we'll say yes. We'll try to go. It's always something I want to do. This past year, I bought a house, so obviously that's not free. So that really tied up a lot of my money. So I could not go this past year, which was a shame because it was they had a Friday the 13th Part 5 reunion, which would have been lovely to go to. So I was so sad that I couldn't go. Stargazer, thank you very much. It's just part of life, a good buddy of mine named Daniel, and I know he'll eventually watch this. He came up to me one day and he goes, "Well, it's like my dad told me. I can promise you, neither me or you are gonna get out of this thing alive." So. And ain't that the truth? Daniel, I'm gonna take a sip for you. That's my boy from work. I hope John takes some liberties with the recording and the new versions of the music. You never know. I wonder what if John just does something completely wild and changes the music up completely. You never know. Like, who's to say it won't be a Halloween music or not, because that's the guy who created it. We'll see. For anybody joining right now, this is the last live stream of 2017. Just wanted to come on here with y'all and be with my friends and my subs. And if you're just now joining in, ask anything you want. Anything you want, ask me anything, and I'll answer it. Some questions too. I'd like to know this right now in the comment section. Please drop down your favorite horror movie of all times. It was my wife, and Cindy, somebody requested to see you. So you can come in here and she's got my dog. Bring him here. Y'all want to meet my son? This is my baby, Fred. Oh, he's messing with the mic. This is my old grand pug. He's from Men in Black. Actually, his name is Frank, but I call him Fred, and he's a baby. Fred, you're on camera. Say hey to the subs out there, Fred. Hey, Fred. Stargazer says, He's adorable. Yeah, he's a good kid. He doesn't see very well anymore, and he takes insulin shots from diabetes. But you want to say hey to everybody out there in the YouTube world right there? Okay, take Fred. Go back and lay down. All right. So I asked, what's your favorite horror movie of all time? And Horror Hound 85 says The Return of the Living Dead, and that is so awesome. Spirit Halloween 66. Just type in my name, Christian Hannah, and you should see it. You should be able to find me pretty easily. If not, I'll send you a link on here to where you can find me exactly. Do what? Okay. Sorry, that was Sydney talking to me. So we got Return of the Living Dead from Horror Hound 85, and I got to say that is awesome because Return of the Living Dead is one of my favorite movies. It's definitely my top 5. For those of you just joining, this is Christian Hannah Horror. Christian Hannah Horror here, and my question to everybody out there is, what is your favorite horror movie of all time? Exorcist from Robert Shapak says Exorcist is the scariest and the best horror movie till now. Exorcist is a great movie. I'll tell you guys mine in a second. My favorite movies are between the original Halloween and the Exorcist. So that's 2 for Exorcist. The Late Horror Show says, how you doing, man? Rosemary's Baby is my all-time favorite. Wow. So that's the first time I've ever heard somebody say that Rosemary's Baby was their favorite, which is not a bad thing. I think that's great. Pixel Plus, welcome. What is your favorite horror movie of all time? That's the question for everybody. Your favorite horror movie of all time. I'd have to say my favorite horror movie of all times. It's funny because if I have to answer that right now, I think my answer, and this might be way different from anything I've ever said, but this is just how I'm feeling right now. Halloween 3. If you're a long-time subscriber of me, you hear me gawk over Halloween 3 and how much I love the movie. But the more I talk about the movie, I talked about this with my uncle the other day. My uncle was talking to me about his experiences back in the day in theater and things like that. One of the movies I've always loved and never had a bad thing to say about it. And the more I watch it, the more I love it, is John Carpenter's The Thing. I think The Thing is the greatest movie he ever made. Taking away, it has nothing to do with money, has nothing to do with box office, has nothing to do with, obviously Halloween has a legacy of its own, but I think The Thing is the greatest horror movie John Carpenter ever made. And I got to say, The Thing has got to be, at times, in this particular moment in time right now, The Thing is my favorite horror movie. I think it's just so good. Late Horror Show says Killer Clowns, my all-time favorite cheesy horror. Well, there's my boy Rudy right there. I love Killer Clowns. I think Arrow just said they're releasing a release on Blu-ray for Killer Clowns. So hopefully there'll be some really good special features on that. Let me see what you guys are saying. Spirit Halloween says, I love Halloween, but the new one is better because there's more blood and I like his beat up mask. So Spirit Halloween is a fan of the Rob Zombie version. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great that you like the Rob Zombie version. Okay. All right. Get myself situated. Okay. The Late Horror Show says he loves The Thing. Agreed. Now, Late Horror Show, are you saying that you agree? Excuse me. I'm not used to drinking a root beer. Do you agree that The Thing is John Carpenter's best movie, or I'd like a little bit more on that. Spirit Halloween 66 says, I think Halloween 3 is the worst because I don't understand it. It's an opinion. Obviously I get that, I'm not going to tell you that I completely understand Halloween 3. And I think that's probably why I like it, because it doesn't make all the sense in the world. Robert Shapak says, Shepak. I'm sorry. Robert says, I forgot the original Halloween and the remakes plus Alien. Alien is fantastic. Spirit Guy says, what's Fred's favorite horror film? Fred's favorite horror film is, I know the answer to this. Funny because me and Sydney joke about this all the time, but I can't think of it. If you're watching right now and you're a silent listener, please tell me your favorite horror movie in the comment section so we can talk about it. I love seeing what everybody's favorite horror movie is. Lady the Horror Show says yes, John Carpenter's best. Yeah, man, it's just something about the Thing. Every time I watch it, it's just as good as I think about the scenes being in my head. If that makes sense. It never. No, I don't want to say it never ceases to amaze me because that seems melodramatic. But every time I go back to watch, like if I was going to show somebody a horror film and break them into like just real scary horror, I would say let's watch The Thing because man, it's just a kick-ass film, and I love that it's so I say old. I love that it's from '82 because it shows that some of the best horror movies don't have to be made in the last 5 or 10 years. What's Fred's favorite horror movie? Puppet Master. Sydney's telling me it's Puppet Master. If Fred was a puppet, he'd be the one with the fire coming out of his arm, Torch. Who would he be? Pinhead? Okay, he'd be Pinhead. Fred likes Puppet Master. Nappyhead D says It. Here's my question, Nappyhead D. Do you like the original It or do you like the remake of It? Spirit Halloween 66, can you send me an instant link? Yes, I will. Let me get on this. Evan Kellogg says Friday the 13th. Just to be specific, Evan, are you talking about the original 1980 Friday the 13th or do you like the remake of Friday the 13th? Ty Valor says It is the scariest. We talked about this in one of my previous videos. Nappyhead D says the remake. The remake was fabulous. I've got my little Pennywise right there. Evan Kellogg says both. Okay, Evan likes the remake and the original. Slasher 101, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 74. That's awesome. My favorite is probably Spirit Guy says my favorite is probably Friday the 13th Part 5. I love you for that. I love Part 5. I love the music from it. I love the blue hockey mask from it. I love Reggie. I think Part 5 is fabulous. I love Part 5. Oh, Stargazer says I always have a special place in my heart for the original It. Tim Curry is the best. I do not disagree with that. I think the original It is so incredible. 4K Cinema HD says Vampire Carl Dreyer's film from Germany is creepy as hell. I'll need a little bit more information on that. Then seeing about that. Okay, so let me get my Instagram for my buddy. Okay, let me see. Christian Hannah. Okay. Yeah, I found it pretty easily. All I did was go to. I'll give you the link. It looks like I've been giving y'all the wrong link on my Facebook page. I mean, on my YouTube videos, I'll have to adjust that. Okay, I just commented, put the link in the comment section, and I've been putting in my Instagram wrong in my videos. So now I know why no one's subscribing to my channel because I'm putting it in wrong. My wife just chimed in. Her favorite horror movie is Suspiria. The only reason I'm okay with that answer is because Alice Cooper also, that's his favorite horror movie. I've heard him say that in an interview, is that he loves Suspiria. So I'll accept that, even though it's not my cup of tea. That's the beauty of tea. Everybody has their own cup. I'll give you a couple of mine. Like I said, I really like The Thing, but I also obviously love Halloween 3. And another favorite of mine is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. I think that's just such a good film. I just love that film. I can't really tell you why. I love how creepy Freddy looks. He looks like a just demon. That's the best way to put it because there's no pepperoni spots on his face. It's just this pure like sleekness to his face. That I love. Freddy never looked like that ever again. You could arguably say that parts 3 and 4 he looked fairly similar. Part 5 he looked a little bit more not childish. He looked a little bit more approachable, I guess you could say. And obviously then in Freddy's Dead he looked even more approachable. And New Nightmare has a pretty good look. I have my sideshow over there. New Nightmare had a pretty good look. but arguably I would say that Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 had the greatest look. Horrorhound 85 says that any fans of Demon Wind watching it now, and I bet I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to write all this down in my phone. Demon Wind. I'm definitely gonna check that out. Okay, here's a question I would love to ask. Spirit Halloween 66. It said your Insta was down or page was gone. I don't know, man. I'll post it again, but when I click on it, it takes me straight to it. So actually, now it is saying that. Can you give me? Tell you what. Send me a private message on YouTube, and we'll talk from there. Send me a private message on YouTube, and we can do it from there because I know how to check my messages. I'm gonna ask next. This is also a interesting question. I want to know what horror movie you think that a lot of people just seem to talk about and love, but you just don't get it. Maybe that you think is just totally overrated. It could be a recent movie. It could be a classic movie that everybody just, oh, well, you got to have this in your collection, or you got to do this. What is a movie you think is just completely overrated? Ty Valor says, I'm a new subscriber. You're the scariest movie I've ever saw. Well, I can't argue with that because, this is pretty scary. So, I'll tell you a movie I think that I don't think it's bad, but I do think it's just, I don't get it. It's so overrated. I'll have to go with a movie called American Werewolf in London. I don't have any problems with it. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't enjoy it. I don't see what's so great about it. I've always preferred The Howling over American Werewolf in London. And maybe it's because it's more so funny than anything. I don't know. But I've always just been like, is the movie really that great? I've watched it and I never got a grab on it like apparently millions of people have. Spirit Halloween 66 says Halloween 3. I don't know if you're trolling me or you really mean it. You probably really mean it. Like I said, a lot of people don't like it. It's a different film. It's a very strange film. Evan Kellogg says, anybody think Smiley was scary? I never saw Smiley. Wouldn't mind checking that out. I remember seeing the trailer for it on YouTube actually, but I never saw it. So I'll have to check that out. Spirit Halloween 66 says 66 is Laurie dead in the Rob Zombie at the end of Halloween 2? It was weird. I can't tell you off the top of my head because I need to rewatch it. I don't remember. All I really remember from the end of Halloween 2 was just not really loving the ending, especially the director's cut where he screams, "Die!" Never was crazy about that. Ty Valor says Scooby-Doo. Was you talking about the movie that came out back in like 2001 or 2? I remember going to see that in theaters. Horrorhound 85 says Jeepers Creepers is overrated. That's interesting. I love Jeepers Creepers. I definitely wouldn't say it's the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life, but I do love it a lot, especially the first one. It is interested to know. And what was it about Jeepers Creepers? You found a little bit just kind of a letdown, or maybe it was people who were telling you about the movie and like, oh my God, you have to see this. It's the greatest thing you've ever seen, and maybe your hopes were a little high for it. I don't know. But I do enjoy Jeepers Creepers a pretty good bit. I just did a review on Jeepers Creepers 3, which if you saw that, you know what I'm going to say. If not, basically, I think that movie was just okay. I think it would have been more acceptable if it had came out back in the day, like a year or two after 2, and it seemed like a fast rush sequel to me, where the story wasn't quite there, and the acting wasn't quite there, and it was just made to hurry up and made to get out there. That's what I thought it was. Spirit Halloween 66 says, do you know why Halloween 3 is called that? It should have just been called Season of the Witch. Well, here's what happened. Let me get one more sip of this old barks. To get out of the success of Halloween 2, Deborah and John never even wanted to do a Halloween 2. They did it because of a few reasons. I think it was contractual and for money, obviously. But what ended up happening was what ended up brain damage is great 4K cinema. What ended up happening was they wanted to do. Universal picked up the rights, obviously, when they did part 2. Well, they wanted another one. I'm sure Universal did, and either they wanted it first. I don't know the exact details, but let's just assume that Universal wanted another Halloween to come out. Well, John and Deborah wanted to do a movie where you took the theme of Halloween and you had a movie based on the actual holiday. I guess they assumed either they assumed that people just liked it for the title, or they just thought that, people would just show up regardless, or what I think really happened was they just didn't want to do another Michael Myers movie. They probably thought there was no story there, and they wanted to do something different. And if you have the Blu-ray of Halloween 3 that Scream Factory put out, you'll see on the documentary Tommy Lee Wallace, who ended up directing Halloween 3, who also turned down the job to direct Halloween 2. They wanted to do when they did the part 3, they just said, look, we're not going to do anything with Michael Myers. We're going to take the story of Halloween, and we'll have take the theme of Halloween, and have a different story around the holiday. And they wanted to do a different type of movie every year based on the holiday of Halloween. So that was going to be the plan. Obviously, when this Halloween 3 failed in the box office, because they learned quickly, and the producers and the studio learned that, hey, it's Michael Myers that people wanting. That's when they decided they weren't going to continue in that route. So they halted the Halloween movies, and then years later, the rights got back to different people, and we then had Halloween 4. So it was a theme they were going to try to do, where they were going to have multiple movies, but it did not work out that way. 4K Cinema says Frankenhooker is another classic. I've never seen that. I know, I need to see that, Frankenhooker. I love the title of that. So I'll definitely need to see that. Good stuff. I'm excited for Victor Crowley. I don't know when that gets released, but I'll need to find out soon, because I am interested in watching that. And we also have, I believe, It coming out in January. So it'd be nice to be able to rewatch that again. Excited about that. So, but I don't want to stay on too late, guys. It's been a fun night, relaxing night. I really would like to go sit down and maybe pop in a horror movie and just, cap off 2017 the way I started it out, watching horror movies. So, won't be on too much longer, but I just wanted to say thanks, everybody, for stopping in with me. The end of the year has been so great. Hopefully the beginning of the year will start out fabulous, but it doesn't matter, because as long as we're breathing, we will continue to live a positive life. Now, not to sound too poetic, but I just want to say that 2017 has been a great year. I do thank all the subs for sticking with me, and all the subs that have joined the Christian Hannah Horror team. Hopefully you'll stick around, and we'll stay busy 2018. The Christian Hannah Horror train is taking off on YouTube in 2018. We're going to have a lot of fun videos. Might be bringing back some old classics, Laserdisc reviews, Laserdisc update, or not necessarily updates, but Laserdisc overviews, showing you guys a lot of cool Laserdisc collections. Those usually go over pretty well with the people. So, Horrorhound 85, I will check out Demon Wind. I would definitely will check out Demon Wind. So I've got that written down. I'll have to look into that. So I just want to say thank you once again. It's been fun. And like I said, this is the last live stream before 2018. I just want to say thank you. It's been fun. And this is Christian Hannah Horror saying we will see you guys next year.